classes in spatial. So I'm going from one platform to another platform.
You guys know I was addicted to the hokey pokey for a while.
Oh yeah? How'd that go?
Oh, not too bad. I turned myself around.
Okay, that's good. It's good. It's good. All right.
It turned out okie dokie.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get close. Now we're gonna stick to what we were doing last week. And Grenade, you can totally join us if you want, but if not, you can stay there.
Sure,
whatever you want to do. We're gonna start off with some improv exercises, and just like we did last week, we're gonna do some warm up and then improv, and then we're gonna go over a script and give feedback. Read it out loud and give feedback. Okay, so let's start off with a exercise. It's just we'll do sound and movement, and we'll just do it around in a circle. Okay. If you haven't played it, you'll catch on soon. I give a person to my right a sound and movement, and they copy it, and it goes all the way around till it gets back to me, and then Joker will start a new sound and movement, and it'll go all the way around so it goes back, and then we'll just do all around the circle. Let's try to do it as fast as we can. Okay.
Brrrah.
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 Brrrah. And the new one to Simon.
Sheesh.
Cheese.
Jeez.
She.
Cheese.
Jeez.
Bugga, 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 bugga.
Bugga, 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 bugga.
Bugga, 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 bugga.
Bugga, 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 bugga.
Bugga, bugga, bugga. My turn now?
Yep.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hello. Okay, so
That's your turn.
bugga, bugga, booga, booga.
Bugga, bugga. Bugga, bugga.
Bugga bugga. Booga booga.
Bugga, bugga, booga, booga.
Bugga bugga. Booga booga.
Bugga bugga, booga boo.
Bugga, bugga. Bugga, bugga.
The evolution of the sound.
I feel good.
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 Na, 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 na.
Hey you.
Hey, you.
Hey you.
Hey you.
Hey, you.
Hey, you.
Hey, you. Hey, let's give everybody a round of applause. Now, I wasn't going to say this, but this warm-up actually started inspiring some characters. So the whole point of these improv exercises is to start thinking of some characters or scenarios that we might be able to put into a sketch. So just as we do this, I'll check in a minute. I don't want to jump in right now with the analysis because we were just warm up, but y'all had some really fun noises and movements, and I was like, oh my gosh, there are like 3 characters and 3 sketches that I could totally make from this. So let's talk about it in a minute. What I want to do now is a game, and welcome. How's it going? You're more than welcome to show up. Come on in, or you can watch. Whatever you feel comfortable.
Fat boy loves your mom. That's what's up.
Fat boy loves your
I
mom.
just want to watch.
Okay, great.
It's all about the
Brilliant.
voyeurism.
I've been at work all day. I just finally got on here and I'm drinking
relax and,
beer.
Well,
Watch our
welcome. Yes,
silliness.
you can just
Simon
definitely-
knows me.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring out some games that we played a couple weeks ago when I substituted for Josh. And that was, we were going to play this game called Action Justify. That's one of the games we'll play. Action Justify is basically what it sounds like. So a person will go into the center of the circle and make a move, any move you want. Ba, 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 ba. The next person will come in and justify that move by saying something about it. Your job as the person who did the move is to accept whatever they said. So it's kind of a yes and game. And it's a A-B-A. So we have only 3 lines. And once those 3 lines are done, end of the scene, and the next person will start. So Joker card, you've played this before. So let's just do a quick example.
I'm taking an improv class.
Disco dancing. Okay. And now we're going to show you how to braid the hair this way.
And this way, and this way, and this way, and go. Okay. All right. So it's just 3 lines and the end of the scene, and you just have to yes and. Doesn't have to make any sense. Try to make it make sense, but if you don't make it make sense, it's totally fine.
And you're joining in the activity.
Wait, can you?
In your country?
You are justifying the activity.
Okay.
So I'm making an action, and then the next person is justifying it.
Okay.
Like, hey, do you like making bread that way? Yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you. And then that's the end of it. So you're just the next person, the person who's doing B, only has to, name what the person is doing, and that's it. And then the person responds by saying, "Oh yes, of course," in agreement with that person.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
That's how I say hi to my wife when she gets home. Hi, honey.
Can you give me a hug? Okay, Joker card, why don't you go ahead and do your action, and Simon will justify.
Sure. Yeah, that was really the last spot left, just applying that suntan lotion to your belly area. The rest looked good. You seem to be pretty covered.
Oh, okay.
And then you say a line. You respond to Simon.
That was body lotion, wasn't it?
And scene. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Simon.
Okay.
Mine's broken. Can I get another one?
Yeah, here you go. There you go.
I don't think you're supposed to touch that like that.
How do you do it?
And scene. Oh, yeah, great.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done a question.
And then Grenade, you come in. And
Okay.
then you do whatever. Action.
I think you're riding the bicycle wrong.
I actually don't have legs.
Thanks.
Boom.
All right.
Hope your face came
Boom,
so she
said
can
the
see.
grenade.
My elbows moving? Oh no! It's not.
Yes.
Okay,
Did you get the window clean yet?
well, I did, but then the dog's paws got all over it again.
The big dog.
You took me there.
She is.
Principal, yelling at the children that way will not make them do better things.
That's the only way they respond.
Okay. All right. Good job, everybody. Yay. Okay.
Yeah.
So from these little scenes that we did, even the three line scenes, was there anything that maybe popped that might be interesting for a sketch or a character?
I'm always so focused on the game. I'm
you
always
don't-
caught by surprise. You do this every time. You're like, remember anything that happened. Like, damn it.
Marionette
Tell me what you saw. I don't know what I saw.
a marionette
uh,
puppet.
Yeah, I know that was a really interesting one. So I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but you were like a marionette. Um, like because you were
So I'm
doing
not the
this.
only one that saw that.
I saw that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that too. But that's a really interesting one. And I'm thinking like, oh gosh, I'm just going like a little that reminds me of there's this one movie in the 80s where this kid had a bunch of toys, and it kind of reminded me of that. And like maybe a character who has like people who are like their toys. Like he has life-size
That
marionettes.
just went
or
creepy
something.
real quick.
Yeah,
We're
That's a good
live
idea
streaming.
for a
Everybody,
horror
these are
film.
works in progresses. This is
You know,
just-
that would be a funny
Inspo.
scene
There may
if
have
you
been
were
a
like a
Twilight
marionette
Zone like
puppet on a
that.
date.
or Outer Limits.
Through a cat's
So
eye.
like, and somebody else was
Yep.
controlling you. So, like, there's nothing you can do about it. So it's like, you go and brush your hair or something like that. It's like, it's fine. Just let him do it. It's just
oh
ignore him.
God.
Like
It's creepy. Now that I'm hearing it from somebody else, I'm like, that is weird.
Normally, anything I say with this mustache sounds weird.
That's a sketch right there.
A window cleaner who has just taken some mushrooms.
Or
Nobody else saw that either.
Let's talk more about that. So the window cleaner that just saw mushrooms. Let's dig a little deeper. What? Let's do a little bit. What else? What else goes on in that world?
Well, when the couple times I did mushrooms, the porch light across the street turned into an angel, and a newscaster turned into a turtle.
Okay, so are we thinking specifically window cleaner, or are we thinking just a person?
Someone
who-
cleaning their windows who had taken some shrooms.
right?
It just never gets clean.
Yeah,
Never
that's-
gets clean.
yeah, because
They keep
I've
seeing.
never spent that
Or
much
they
time in
keep
real life
seeing-
cleaning a
They
window.
keep seeing rainbows in the
They keep
streets.
seeing things.
Oh,
yeah.
Or it just wipes away a different dimension each time.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is interesting. This is interesting. Wipes away a dimension each time.
Yeah, it wipes away a dimension.
I'm
when
currently
you're done.
watching a series about a cult, and I'm wondering if, like, a person who like does a window washing, like, they start seeing things because they are on mushrooms, but then they're like, oh, how those people who see Jesus in a toast. Like
Yeah.
maybe it's something
it's
like that.
real.
In a water stain.
Yeah, and it's like she's like the magical window witch or magical window mistress or something, and like she sees like all time through the streaks of the window, and then she has these like followers that show up like wherever
Well, I
she
think,
goes.
it could be fun to play off the crystal ball motif of normally the pen looking at crystal ball. Instead,
Yeah,
she just
yeah.
like squirts Windex on a window and looks into the glass.
Yes.
Like that's kind of
Or maybe it's somebody like the window is now like a phone screen and they're trying to unlock it. Like, like they're trying to unlock the screen and play Flappy Bird. So like there's an actual bird in the window.
And you keep getting the alerts, like the amber alerts and
Yeah, it's a
the
cop.
silver alerts.
Now think about how. So when we think about these things, how would we write them, and how would we produce them? And-
Funnily.
not that we can't do these things. It's just if we're make sure to, I guess,
filmable.
if filmable, but also thematic. So like if you have, I mean, that could be resting the game. Is you're this person who sees things you see the future and other dimensions in their window, and then suddenly you're like, oh. Why isn't this showing my calendar when I push up? And
And then it goes to Angry Birds, and
what
then
are
a
you
real
talking
bird
about?
flies and hit the window.
Yes.
Or,
maybe
or what if
Because
it's
she's on mushrooms, so
or
Yeah,
what if it's
that's
like
things
who's-
change.
What if it's like that movie like Who's John Malkovich? That John Malkovich.
Oh, being
movie?
John
like
Malkovich?
one,
Being on
yeah.
John
It's like
Malkovich.
one door after another. Yeah.
You're just like, yeah.
Okay, so what we did? We
Wow,
forgot to
that's an
do.
old
We forgot
movie.
to do this for Camera
Yeah.
Geek. Whenever we have a character, whenever we have an idea, What do we say?
Write that.
Write
that
Yeah,
sketch.
right, that
Write
sketch.
Gotcha.
And then for Okie Kim, for your mystery Windex window washing person on mushrooms, everybody, write that
Write that
sketch. And so we do this in hopes that it inspires you to go and write that sketch and then bring it back the next week. And Kim, whatever you decide to do with your window washer, we will see what happens on the stage in the first reading. Okay, any other characters? Any other characters that we saw? Or scenarios?
Well, I did think of one with the principal, with just this big escalating thing with the students. They're doing a bunch of small stuff, and then I'm not really yelling at them, and then they just keep on doing more and more crazy stuff. You know, eventually one of them blows up the science lab, and I'm just like screaming at the top of my lungs, getting on the intercom, screaming at the top of my lungs. And what do you think?
And so, what are we thinking? What are we hearing? What are we hearing?
I think we need a twist of some kind, though. I feel like that's
So it's
like
just
a...
yeah.
Go ahead.
Simon, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like it's a plausible scenario of a guy getting mad. I feel like it needs the like a funny twist or something thrown. Because I feel like I think the escalation alone might just be more anger and not necessarily funny unless it's done in a really funny way. But I feel like it needs something to goofify it a little or something, or add the hook. What do you think?
Camera geek, what are you hearing?
A classroom. She's the janitor. She's just taking shrooms while she's cleaning the window. The kids are messing with her. The kids are messing with her, and he's yelling at the kids for messing with her. They're throwing stuff out the window while she's on the other side cleaning it, and she's trying to clean whatever they're throwing at her.
Right, that
I
sketch.
think it could even. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it would be really funny if you could do like a Chris Hansen as the principal, and like he keeps coming up to guys like, "So you were texting a 14-year-old girl," and he goes, "Yeah, and I'm 14." You know, so it's like, you know,
One of
that could be
the
real funny.
yeah, like he's trying to like get justice for something, because I feel so. Yeah, that would be funny. Just taking on all the tropes of, like being protector and whatever, and just overprotecting. And it's like, yeah, that's my girlfriend. Like I'm 14 and that's my girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Or another thing I was thinking about is you have this explosive principal, but what if the principal gets mad at the wrong things? So I don't know. The kids explode the lab, but he's mad that
Shirts untucked.
Yeah. Where today was school spirit day. Where is everybody's school spirit shirt? Like,
Or what
kids
if,
like?
what if he was yelling at a bunch of different versions of himself, like as kids, little kids of himself?
Yeah, like when
Now,
Malkovich went
this
in the
is
door
dark.
himself and everything was Malkovich.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like a bunch of hymns.
No, guys, this is dark, but hear me out. Okay, so you know how
We're streaming.
crazy everybody is about pep rallies and stuff. So it's during a school shooting, and the principal is all about holding this pep rally.
That's rough.
You lost me at school shooting.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, that it's like out of all the things, all the timing and stuff too, they have to shut him up.
Yes. I hear you. I just took the temperature of your room.
You running away screaming doesn't show school spirit. See, it's funny. I see what
It's
he's
dark.
saying. I don't know.
It's dark.
Or-
It's dark. And
Or the kid,
just,
somebody starts shooting, and I start yelling because they're not running single file,
Single row.
outside their hall, and it's this big mess.
Yeah.
Or I mean, it
Got
could
the
be
wrong priorities.
It could be a fire. It could be an earthquake. It could be these things that are not as triggering.
Natural
I don't know if
disaster.
pun intended.
Oh, good pun.
Write that script.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it could be other things like that you have these other disasters that happen.
Mhm.
In fact, I actually wrote a sketch. I did write a sketch like that. I wrote a whole character like that. So maybe I'll perform it for you. But yeah, but doing something like that, if that's the route you want to go, maybe not such a topical hop. I
No
don't know.
school
It's just
shooting.
yeah.
You don't want to
Natural
stare down the barrel
disaster.
of an angry
Yeah,
audience. Yeah.
you might just make everybody be like, oh, I want to,
Yeah,
I don't
because
know if I'm allowed to laugh.
the reaction that Joker got when he said school shooting is the reaction that most people are going to have. Everybody's going to stop listening after that.
I did get the laugh.
Right.
Though, after
Well,
But-
it depends. It depends on what you want to do as a writer. So this is your creative space, right? You're here to bring your ideas to the table. Just because some of us are like, that I wouldn't write that doesn't mean you don't have to write. Doesn't mean you can't write that, right? But do know that there are consequences to talking about certain subjects. And if people are like, yeah, I didn't like that, don't get mad, because you had a whole room of people who were like, I don't know how that would
tell
go.
them
Now
I
I'm just
wrote it.
thinking of like school shooting based sketches. Or like someone was like, let's shoot that film at where do you want to film it, at the school? Should we do the school shooting or should we do the other one? What did you say?
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
never. I'm sorry. Let's move away from this. I'm sorry.
Yes. Anyway,
That's
so
what they call like the kid, like the Hallmark Picture Day.
The school
No,
shooting day.
but they call it the school.
Oh my
shooting.
god.
well, so yeah. Anyway, so I don't want to say don't sketch. Yeah. I don't want to say don't do things, right? But just know that like there are
Inspired by
consequences.
Josh Budman. I got it.
There are consequences of kinds of things that you bring up and talk about.
Just know your audience.
Exactly. Know your audience. Know your audience and your commitment
Learn
to the
from other people's mistakes.
Yes.
Okay, so principal doing something over the top. Everybody, write that sketch. It could be anything. Okay, so the next game that I want to play, Simon, pay attention to this. It's another improv game that we played during Josh's class, and it's called Shared Holiday. So how many of you were here during that game?
I think I was here.
Crow was here, and
Yeah, we
Camera
played
Geek
it
was
over in
here.
venues.
Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
The notorious venue performance. Okay. So what we're going to do is it's called a shared holiday. And this is another yes and game. And this is a fun game to play with sketches just because you can either find characters or you can find scenarios. And you could build worlds off of some of these holidays that are created. They're absolutely fake. And when you play this, you rely on kind of tropes of the holidays that we already celebrate. So things like, are there songs that we sing? Are there types of foods we eat? Do we dress a certain way? Are there parades? Is there like a gift exchange type thing? Is there a character, like an icon for the holidays? So when you play this game, you think about that stuff. So for example, I had a group, it was one of my favorite scenes, and improv is never as funny talked about as seen, but one of my classes, there was people who celebrated airport workers day, and they had like a whole parade, and like they all like had the lights down the line, and there was like a Miss Aerospace, and there was like dancing at the airport, and so it was just like, it was super funny, super silly, but they were very earnest about the whole thing, very serious. And it was a holiday they took to heart, and I thought it was just so funny. And I want to see that sketch. So what we do is we just get a few people. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we can do a group of 2, 4. Let's do groups of 2 and 3, but let's move around a little bit. Let's change spaces. Like wherever you are, go to the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The can't all change exactly evenly.
All right.
I'm next to this
So-
guy again. He's to my left again.
Okay, well then Simon and Grenade will go together. You'll go together, and then
Simon
we'll have
doesn't like me anymore.
we'll have Joker, Kim, and Crow together, and then
That
Camera
looks
Geek and ICU together. So what we'll do is we'll
Oh,
just
oh.
I will help out by asking you questions. I'll be like the interviewer, so that you don't feel pressured to always think of something, because we we do want to get to a point of figuring out if this is something maybe we want to write. So we just want to play and be very light about the whole game. So let's get let's get one group up here on
I'm
stage.
not sure
I wanna
I
go
fully
first.
understand what
Oh.
we're meant to be
Yeah, we
doing,
can wait.
though. So we're just
So we
acting
making
out,
up a
playing out
holiday?
that holiday. We're making up the holiday and then acting
Yeah.
out the celebrating of that holiday.
You're making
no,
up the
no, no.
holiday, though,
So
right?
no. So we'll get a group up here. I promise I'm not going to hurt you, Simon. Just come up on stage. So we're going to get a couple of suggestions from the audience, and with those suggestions, you will play with the idea of creating a shared holiday that doesn't exist.
Based on the
and-
suggestion.
And I based on the suggestion, and I will ask you questions to help move it forward, to assist.
Sure.
Okay, so in the audience, can we get a chore you do on Sundays?
Wrinkled skin day.
Clean the toilet.
Clean the toilet. Okay, is there any other suggestions out there? What else do you do
Mowing
on
the
Sunday?
lawn.
Mowing
Vacuuming.
lawn.
Well,
In the winter, building a snowman.
Okay,
Put
oh,
out the
oh,
trash.
Really a chore.
Vacuuming,
Yes, yes, it
Okay.
is.
dusting.
Grass
vacuum.
appreciation day.
Let's have okay,
laundry.
We'll have vacuum as a suggestion. Can I also have a suggestion for a baked good?
Potato.
Hash brownies.
I was gonna say
Hash
that
browns,
too.
yeah.
Hash brownies. Hash
Yeah,
brownies,
hash browns.
vacuum. Hash brownies and vacuum. And let's give you all one more suggestion to play with.
You have to use
Wha-
them all?
What? No, I mean it's just to play with, just to give you ideas. Name something you find at the beach.
Ball.
Umbrellas.
Sand, yeah.
Broken glass.
Water.
Sand,
Lotion.
vacuum, and hash brownies. Okay, those are your suggestions to play with.
So, inspiration.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Okay.
For
Hello,
holiday.
hello. Thank you so much. I'm so excited that your application came through to the government, to the city. We really want to help you. Celebrate this this holiday. But I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about just this holiday in general. Where did it come from? And with the name, actually, because I don't have the application in front of me. I'm so silly.
Well,
Well,
it was, you originally came up, it was originally your idea. I don't want to speak for you.
okay, all right. Well, it is Hash Sand Day,
Okay.
and it just happened one day when I took some hash brownies and forgot where my carpet was, and I started traveling around with my vacuum, and all of a sudden I ended up at the beach. I was like, let me clean up all this sand.
Oh wow.
And the whole town just sat there and watched and didn't help. So now we're just town
so
heroes for
basically,
cleaning up the beach because
Yeah,
of
I
all
mean,
the
you-
dirty sand there.
Yeah, and we feel like it's time to celebrate the people who smoke weed and clean beaches.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
so we feel like, and we want to celebrate the brownie eaters and the beach cleaners and the
Both.
overlap between those two.
Okay, it
because
sounds-
there's actually a
it's-
bigger group than you would think. That,
Oh,
that do
really?
both, yeah.
How big is your following that celebrate this holiday?
It
Literally
started-
almost everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
It
we're
started
thinking
in
maybe.
it was his concept, but we actually have a chapter in most major cities in North
Oh.
America. If they have a beach.
If they have a
That's for
beach.
sure.
If
Okay,
there's
well, we have a beach.
If
Sounds
there's a
great.
beach, there are people
Fantastic.
having these brownies with vacuums cleaning them. That's just
Okay,
the way
so
it
now
is.
we're talking about it sounds very environmental. So I think that's going to be very good on your, in the long term, just if we take it to the board for voting
Sure.
on the
Definitely.
type of things you need. Now are we talking about like
We're cleaning sand and eating
you're
hash.
exactly, and I was just wondering because if I can remember your application correctly, you asked for some like roads to be blocked off, and I'm just wondering what happens in that area of the town that gets blocked off.
So I mean, it started off as a beach cleaning thing, but basically there is a long single file of what we call suckers, and they actually go down in a line all the way to the beach, and there's the sound of the vacuum cleaners. People know it's coming. They get into it. They join the line with their own vacuums. They eat the hash brownies, and it just becomes this like conga line of thing going
It's
on.
an event now.
Oh, it's an event.
Yeah.
Con-
a thing.
is there dancing?
I
mean,
mean, wherever the hash takes you.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
it's meant to be inspiration. People react in different ways, but it's all about the sound of the vacuum, really. That's what drawing people. So music often gets drowned out. It's not really about that. Really, the vacuums are the music. Really.
Oh, okay,
That's right.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, are we looking for maybe a day off of the week? Does this happen on a weekend? Is it like I just need
This
to make
is
sure.
kind of like a hooky day. If you want to
Oh,
participate
okay.
and be a part of this, you got to skip your regular responsibilities.
Okay.
It's part of the hash brown kind of thing.
Okay, it's about the thing. Okay. Fantastic. Well, I'll get back to you on your application on hash vacuum day or vacuum hash day.
Hash sand day.
Oh, hash sand day.
That's right.
My apologies. I don't want to offend you.
Okay,
so
it's all
one thing
right.
that's important to note if you're going to promote it is all the vacuums have to have the same pitch of sound of like.
That's right.
You can't have like and you can't have because otherwise it'd make multiple notes at once, and we specialize in cordless vacuums.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
So it's only single notes.
Okay,
allowed,
well,
no chords.
maybe we'll hire some of you folks as consultants for this project. So I think this would be
That'd be
really, really great. I applaud you, your bravery for celebrating this holiday. And
it's a good time.
It sounds like a great time. Thank you so much. We'll get back to you shortly. And give it up for this holiday, everybody.
That was great, guys.
Thanks for coming up with everything.
Okay. You know what I hate though? I hate that I could actually see that happening, like somebody getting stoned and going out in there and vacuuming up the beach. Because because you could actually work, right? Like if you're picking up plastic and stuff out of the sand, that's what I hate about it. That I can actually see that happening.
And that person becoming a hero.
Grab the vacuum, bro.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's have the next group up here. Doesn't matter which group.
Yes.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right. Okay. Suggestions from the audience. Can I get a coffee drink?
A coffee drink?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't coffee already a drink?
A type of coffee drink, like a latte, an espresso, a Americano, those kind of things.
Mocha. I'm on
Mocha.
mute. I said
Let's
it
go,
like
mocha.
3 times.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I didn't know I was on mute.
Mocha. Color. The name of crayon.
Puce.
Puce. Okay.
Crayola. Puce.
I think it's like mocha color. No,
Mocha and puce. Let's get a name of a children's toy.
Yo-yo.
Rocket.
I heard yo-yo.
Tonka.
Okay. So we have
There is a
puce,
yo-yo holiday.
mocha, and yo-yo.
I don't know what puce is.
Make it
It's a
up.
color.
Doesn't help.
Go watch Santa Claus the movie.
I think
From
puce.
1980
I think puce isn't
something.
it like a greenish
No, it's kind of a pink.
pink?
Kind
It's
of
kind of
Yeah, I
a
was
pink.
thinking of
Okay. And by the way, you're always
Like a
allowed to
salmon.
ask. You're always allowed to ask questions when you are on the stage. So, or you can just guess. Either way is fine. So it's kind of a pinkish color, Joker. Okay, look at wow, 3 representatives for this holiday. I'm just looking through all the applications, and we're trying to give away money to holidays in the local community. We really want to make sure that everybody's represented. So I was wondering if you all could just give me a quick rundown of what you all do with the name, the beginning of the name, and I guess I'll just write down all this and hope to find your application later.
Sure. So the name of our parade is the Coffee Run, which is very, we're hosting it in Portland this year. Yeah.
Coffee Run. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there actual running involved, or I am really
there is
interested in
after
this?
you drink the coffee.
Depends on the coffee and where the
Yeah, it's
restroom is.
all,
Okay.
yeah, it's extra caffeinated coffee, so we all run to burn that off.
Okay.
Yeah, but like the naked bike ride that Portland has, we've started a new thing for this. It's the naked coffee run.
Naked
Yeah.
Now I'm really interested, because you have the coffee and the nakedness. Can you talk a little bit about the origins of this holiday?
Sure. Yeah. So,
Alcoholism.
Portland is a very eccentric town, but we realized how fun it was with our local nudist colony that they had a very lively color when they're out there on the beach. We don't get much sun on the Oregon coast, so they're a nice color of puce. And then just kind of thought, hey, you know what? These people need coffee too, and we'd like to have fun. And so we started playing around at the beach with the nudists, and rest is history.
Yeah.
Well, and part of it was, Crow was drinking some coffee. He was drinking a mocha or a mochaccino or something, but and he was late for the naked bike ride,
Mm-hmm.
so he was running to get his bike, and he was already naked.
Mm-hmm.
So that gave us the idea to include it into our naked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this Hollywood. So sounds like something that would be in Hollywood. This holiday sounds like there's a lot of enthusiasm. Like you're celebrating enthusiasm, the coffee, the running, the nakedness. Is there like a party at the end of the run,
Oh, there
or
is.
what
Yeah,
happens
there's a-
when it culminates?
Oh,
There's a special dance we have, guys. I mean, for all the guys in the group too, especially on a hot day, is a perfect day to do it. So everybody's in their nice kind of puce tan, and then what we have them do is do this kind of like frog walk during the run, and we call that the yo-yo.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else you want to add to your application?
I think it would be nice if there were no sharp things on the ground as we're running. Obviously,
Okay.
it's
Right.
safety
Yeah.
concerns for sure.
yeah.
We're
We're looking
we've heard
for
parts of Portland are bad to have needles and broken beer bottles and whiskey bottles and stuff. So we'd
Okay.
appreciate it if they take extra care to clean that the area that the naked runners are going to be on.
Okay, we try to actually treat all of our runners the same, but yes, absolutely, we will make sure that clothed or not, we'll make sure that the streets are clean. Thank you so much for your application.
There is
Yeah.
one more thing I should mention too.
Yeah.
We actually in Portland specifically, we want to call it a coffee ran, because as we're going through the city, we have to go past tents.
Okay, thank you. I will make sure to put that in the application. Everybody give a round of applause for this the coffee run holiday. Okay, let's get the next group up here and let's go through this holiday.
That's good.
Kim is tickled by that one.
I don't know where he went.
Oh no, where did
just south of Portland?
I see you 812.
where did they go?
I see you left.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Does
see
anybody
you.
else want to come up here and do one?
I'll join you.
Okay,
go
Joker
again.
card. Oh, okay. We'll have 2 more people up here. We have another group of 3. Okay, give me a food you eat at the movie theater.
Popcorn.
Popcorn. It's a suggestion.
It would be.
Give me a number between 1 and 25.
3.
15.
I heard 3. And can I also have a summer activity that you play with families?
Softball.
Naked coffee run.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
I'm
hey.
back.
Well, we can do 4 if you want, or you want to come up.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
I'll come up. Yeah, because
Oh, so everybody just
Okay, so softball. So we have softball. We have the number. What was the number?
3.
3.
3.
And popcorn.
And popcorn. Welcome. So glad to see you. I've seen so many people today, and my applications are everywhere. What's the title of your holiday that you'd like to apply for recognition?
3 soft popcorn balls.
3 soft popcorn balls. Oh, tell me more. What is this about?
It's a holiday
about?
game. It just get dark in here.
Yeah, it did.
Trying to add more stage drama.
Oh,
But maybe.
well, there went my thought. Ow, cramp. You
So three popcorn balls.
each family member has 3 soft popcorn balls, and you have to throw it at each other, and it has to stick
Okay.
to the forehead
They must be
Alright.
soft.
It must be
Extremely soft.
Okay.
and sticky.
Well, this is very interesting. I've never heard of this type of holiday. What is the origin story of the holiday?
It's from the ancient Mayans.
Oh.
They used to play this back in the Mayan times.
Okay. And what inspired you all to, be
Safer
wanting
than
to
stickball.
wanting to represent indigenous Mayan culture?
Money.
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 Oh, there's always money involved.
We actually produce popcorn,
Oh, okay.
and by creating the holiday, we actually get increased popcorn sales, and that generates money.
Look at you, all business people. Oh my goodness, Mattel is gonna pick you up now. Now we're really talking about this holiday, and now the money's involved. What kind of opportunity do you see for business?
For business,
A football
we see our
team.
yes.
Oh, football team. Okay.
Yes. In Mississippi, because they don't have one. I mean, unless you count the Saints. And
They're going to
no
be
one really does.
the Mississippi pop balls.
Okay.
That's what
Mississippi.
I'm
Okay.
thinking.
And so, what can we do for you as a city? Should we? Are there like parade routes? That's because that's all I've been talking about today: parade routes and pageants and children's choirs and things like that. So, can you talk a
All
little
you
bit
guys
about?
can really do is buy more popcorn.
Okay.
And it's like second Mardi Gras.
Second Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Okay, so this happens like in
June.
May or June. Okay. I think we have time for that. And I see you've been very quiet, and I know that you're the brain of this whole thing. So I want to give you a moment to just maybe give me a little inspiration on this holiday.
Well, I know it came up from back in the Mayan times, but it was brought up because one of our founders was walking down, he tripped and fell, and a ball stuck on his forehead, and which tell him to do research, and somebody told him that it was an ancient thing they could do in the Mayans, which was pretty interesting. So we thought we'd carry on the tradition from the Mayans and carry it on to our product, the 3 soft balls.
Wow. Well, this has
We
been
even got
very.
a flag.
You even have a flag. Wow. Okay. Well, this is
the ball in your head.
this is great. This sounds like business opportunities. This sounds fantastic. I am sold. Thank you for this random holiday. Sold. Good job, everybody. Okay, so this part of the workshop, we'll talk about a little bit about what we saw, and maybe about anything that you were inspired by. We don't have a lot of time, because I don't want to go overtime. But what did you feel compelled about? What were some characters or situations that you're like, I want to write that sketch?
I could
I wanna write
totally
that
see that
character.
at a family get together because my grandfather used to actually make popcorn balls, and that's what gave me the idea for every Christmas. And me and my cousin would throw them at each other, but they were not soft.
They weren't.
I was waiting for
No,
one
they're
of you
made out
guys
of
to say it
caramel.
was.
He made them hard caramel.
No,
What?
I was
parent
waiting
company.
for one of you guys to claim to be the colonel.
We missed that.
We're all the colonel.
See, you should have stayed up there.
That's the winner.
No, but I am. You know what I'm learning too from this whole experience too is I'm learning the art of shutting up. 'Cause
Yeah, me too. It's
I
called
wanna
the mute
pitch in
button.
so often, and I mute. No, I do. I mute myself because I want to see like where you guys go with it. Because if I say it, I could screw up the entire thing. So
Look at that.
I do
Emotional
the exact same
intelligence in sketch class. Hey.
It's actually funny because I do the
big moment for me.
exact same thing.
It is a
I
big
shouted
moment.
it out like 30 different things every time everybody was up there.
Okay.
It's like I got
so-
my
But I was
stepdad
on
in my
mute,
head
so.
now telling me to shut.
Okay, so we have Camera Geek with this potential holiday with popcorn balls doing something with it. Everybody, write that sketch.
That's good.
Okay,
I've got
anybody
a lot
else?
of writing to do. I hope I got him to remind me.
Anybody else? Anybody pulled towards a character or even a moment? You don't have to say the actual, that whole scene, but maybe there was a line, maybe there was an intonation that someone had that reminded you of something else that was like, oh, that's
Honestly,
funny.
the vacuum cleaner sketch would probably be really funny.
The vacuum cleaner sketch.
Just a
the
bunch
origin-
of people that just like took hash brownies and they all have like
Oh yeah.
their vacuums headed to the beach to just go clean it up.
Yeah.
Let's do
And that
this,
sucker's
man.
line,
If
that's
we don't
good.
do it,
I
nobody
should keep
will.
that.
Yeah.
I like that sucker's line.
And I like the origin story that you all were coming up with is pretty funny. And the fact that, it's just like some dude out there is like high AF, and they're just like, oh, I need to clean this place up. And then somebody's like, yeah, man, we got to clean this place up. And just like going for it.
Honestly, instead of the beach, it could be that Burning Man thing because don't they all take a shit ton of drugs out there? And it's in the desert.
Sorry, it could be founded by President Hoover.
By President Hoover. Hey, okay. Well, Grenade, whatever you want to do with it, let's tell Grenade to write that sketch.
I do have one for because I've been wanting to do a sketch on Bear Grylls, but like the homeless problem here is huge, and it's kind of sad, but I have to joke about it. But the how we have like the homeless stuff and how Bear Grylls is always setting up next to the highway and stuff. It's kind of a joke with his show. It's never really like survival stuff, but you could have him like set up to an actual like person that's been living in a tent and tell him no, that's not how it is. But I think that could be really feeling.
Oh, so like Bear Grylls like doesn't know
Is
how
he the
to
one that always has to drink his urine?
and
Has to, yes.
I just remember the last
You have
time
them overcorrecting the homeless people, telling them how to be homeless when they've been homeless for like the last 10 years.
But he could be the weird one.
that would be really
if he goes
funny.
into a homeless camp and you have people who are used to it, and it's like you don't have to drink your pee, Bear. Like you could have like
There's actually half empty bottles of water everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be funny. Yeah, taking it from a perspective of like somebody who is like the expert and like trying to like, mansplain somebody's existence to them, and they're like, excuse me, I've been doing this a while. And you sleep by the you sleep very comfortably. The last time I watched Bear Grylls,
Wild Splain.
I was born homeless.
last time I saw Bear Grylls, he was like, he took a frog and he slammed it against a rock, and I was like, I'm done. I'm just done.
I do like the idea
doesn't sound like
of a
something you can get away
survivalist
with on
and a
TV.
homeless person competing on who could use a tent better.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
It's like, no, what you want to do is drink a 40 and then plug the peg in the ground and piss yourself instead of drinking it.
Joe Rogan
I
has
do,
to be
I,
in there somewhere.
I do like this idea though of Bear Grylls like just being a giant basically Jackass, being like, this is how you survive and how am I going to survive? And it's like, well, anyway, let's see how it works out, Joker card. Oh, right, that's sketch. All right. Anybody else? It is 32 past. We didn't get to Crow's sketch, but Crow, if you could post that link, please do, so people can take a look at it. Oh, Simon, did you raise your hand because you were inspired by something?
No, I was. I do like the idea of people of how obnoxious it is to have like a cleaning campaign that's vacuum based and how loud and annoying that would be. And it's like, no, it's part of it. Attracts people. You're like, and just the implied how incredibly annoying that would be as a cleanup effort. No one uses vacuums for it, so I just
vacuuming the lawn or whatever. Great job, everybody.
Sharks too. There's a vacuum cleaner called the Shark, and you're at the beach.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so the way this works is for those of you who are new or for those of you who need a reminder is go and write that sketch and then post it into the Discord so that we can work on it. We can workshop it in the second part of class. When I see that there is like a couple different sketches, I will make sure to make time. I was going to make time tonight. I had problems loading in, and so it took away about 10 minutes of my time. So I apologize, Crow. But thank you for consistently bringing stuff to the table. And what we're going to do with this is, Simon, why don't you talk a little bit about what we hope to do with these sketches?
Yeah, so I mean, it's great to be acting them here and trying to figure it out. But once we actually have a script, there is a separate piece of software. It's kind of like Horizon Worlds, but different. It's a VR space, but it's not a social app. It's actually a studio space. So there are sets, there's teleprompters, there's avatars to easily change into, and there are cameras to cycle between. So what we're hoping to do is get to a point where we're actually recording these sketches and building a body of them. So if we can go from what we're doing here to a script, and then workshopping that script, and then take it into Flipside is the name of the app, then we'll be able to actually create something out of it instead of just keeping it all in our heads. If we can start getting to a point where they turn into a recorded thing, then we have something to show for what we're doing. I think that'd be the fun part of all this.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so y'all can have film sketches for your portfolio, or just to show something that you've done.
I would want to mention something else, actually, McKenna. So there's this other in VR chat. There's this place called Midnight Munchies Manifesto. They do like variety shows of different kinds. I did my first VR chat stand-up joke there last week. But he started a new thing, the guy who runs it, and it was like kind of sketch kind of thing where they had it like written outside and then came in to like present it like a TV show. There was like a studio audience and they had the sets on the stage and they were acting it out. So I'll put
is it Audience Anarchy?
Yeah.
It's they don't write it.
They don't write it.
The world writes it. The world writes it.
Oh, okay.
Very cool. So, if anybody wants to play Audience Anarchy with me in VR chat, let me know because it's wild.
Okay.
I like I can take this answer in Discord too, but when I was trying to write some material too, I was trying to remember what the timing is too for. I feel like whenever I started to write a sketch, it started just turning into one of my one-liners, like just a joke drop. Instead of like actually stretching it out into a storyline. Now, I don't want to overthink it or just, make it overcomplicated, but what is like the basic structure of a sketch as far as like beginning to end?
Well, I mean, it just depends on what you want to do with it, but if you want to do it instead of, if you don't want jokes, set up joke, in improv, it's called resting the game. So you have something funny that happens a couple times, and then you stop doing the funny thing, and then you do the funny thing again. So you can always rest the game by not doing a one-liner. So, for example, in Simon's sketch that he did last week, where it was like every line was a disastrous, awful thing that happened to an endangered species, like resting the game would be like, I'll take I'll take the salad. Okay, the salad. You know, and then that's resting the game, and then going back to and the baby seal fillet. You know, so you can do that. You can almost see it. It's like you
Simon
go
gets
up,
dark this
you
time
go
of
up,
year.
and then there's a flat line, and then up again. So it's like up, flat line, up again, where you escalate. So that's resting the game, and you could Google it and get probably a better description of what I gave you.
Yeah, I'll look
But
it up. Thanks.
but that helps kind of stretch it out, where it's just like, oh my gosh, this all feels like so much. What do I do to build character? You know, to make these people feel like three-dimensional, to make the world feel real, because it's not just always standing in a like a convenience store, you know, going back and forth with jokes. It could be. Just depends on who you want it to be.
To me, the best way to, and I agree for Ron, that my best sense that I've ever had from sketch is just kind of watching a lot of it. Just getting a sense of how long they tend to run for, and you'll get a sense for the feel of it, and what a short one will tend to be like, and what a longer one will be, and it's going to be like as short as like 30 seconds, as long as like a minute
5
and a
minutes.
half, maybe, or 2 minutes max, really.
Yeah,
this guy has a
question. Hi.
So, okay. So I started building robots for school. What if we can program a robot to speak and like find a joke online that's really funny, and then program it into a robot for it to speak?
This is a sketch comedy class, and we're talking about
I mean, that's the thing.
I can sketch it on my tablet. And
then... Oh no, sketch like a sketch comedy. Like Saturday Night Live. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you might be a little young
we actually write. we write.
Isn't there one on Nickelodeon for kids?
Oh, probably.
To be honest,
Slime Time.
Oh my god, my brother watches that all the time. It's getting
there you go.
Okay. Well, anyway, yes. So I agree with Simon. Watch sketch. Watch it, because then you know you can start telling when things are too far, right? So you're like, oh my gosh, that sketch could have ended a minute ago. So there's no like prescribed like, oh, 3 pages exactly, or 2.5 pages, whatever. It's really about the beats. It's about the characters. It's about the pace. So each sketch is its own thing. If you watch more sketch, you'll totally get it. You'll just start like being like,
the first few lines seem to be like introducing the characters and the basic setup for what's going on, and then like the first like funny like what is actually happening will take place, and then they'll comment on that and escalate that, and it'll be a bit of a like saying a narrative beginning, middle, and end that'll follow that kind of form. But
right, just like when you're doing an improv scene, you want to start with the base reality. You want to introduce people to, oh, we're in a diner, and this is my customer, and I'm the waiter, the waitress, or whatever. Yes, camera geek.
Oh, I was stretching my arm. No,
okay.
So, is there a format that you prefer, like a TV writing format?
No, whatever. Or... Well, so it depends, right? Because we can work on that. If you want it to be written or to be filmed, then think about it as a screen. But if you're going to perform it for the stage, think about it for the stage. Or if you don't know how to do that, I'll post some examples of what a like a playwriting format looks like and a screenwriting format looks like, so that you have that to go off of. But
as long as you have like name before a line and something that means non-spoken direction, I think that's pretty much you're covered. Like person say something and this thing happens, or descriptor or whatever, and just so you can just write out like a crow did. Yeah, there he is right there.
Yeah.
I think this is a basic example.
Yeah, and then everything else can be like fit in. So, when we're workshopping it, if we find, like we really, we start realizing this is something that we want to film, then we can all, devise together and be like, oh, make sure you write in the script, camera shot this person, or, like close up on this person. So yeah. But anyway, that's the fun thing, is write these sketches so that they can actually be created and filmed, and you'll have, your work out there. How fun is that? We're giving you a platform.
Yeah, and we'll keep putting examples of sketches in the Discord channel to share and talk about, and keep in mind like the length and pace of them and stuff as you're watching them, but we'll try to produce more examples and stuff to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how to end mine. If I can just finish putting some like notes in, and maybe you can look it over, look at the notes, and maybe give me some. Because like one of the things I did was I tried to have my characters. They just basically almost have like that 1 or 2 dimensions. They keep that the entire way. Should like the promiscuous woman, I expanded on that. She's sleeping with this guy, she's sleeping with that guy to pay for literally everything. Should she carry that right up until the end, or maybe like at the very end can she like pull back and maybe like do something like the opposite? Or
I would have to read it and see, and then would you like anybody else to read it as well?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Anybody.
I gave some comments in it earlier today, and I think that's we can pop into that document again.
I did like that, the whole like the father-son thing. What do you do you remember it? What if the plumber was the son and he was just like sexually inexperienced and he was like really nervous? The woman is a cougar and she's just really after his dad, and now he's like, I don't want to set you up with my father, and she's just talking about how she's sleeping with everybody.
It sounds like a one act.
So what's one
I'll
act?
take a look at it. I'll take a look at it and give you some notes. And yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure yet. I'd have to.
Is it meant to be funny?
Yeah.
End it with something ridiculous, like a train derailing and running through the house.
I just feel like when it comes to this stuff, like oftentimes like it's just really one central boiled down idea. That's the main message hook, and I feel like because you're struggling with the ending, you're adding and making it more and more complex. And
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like if you just try a few different like core ways to end it off, and
I agree, Crow. If you can create a premise for your sketch, it's like what is your big kind of thesis statement for the sketch? Like some sketches are like man doesn't see obvious things, and that's what you focus on. That man does not see obvious things, or person is wrapped up in their own life to notice other people, and so whatever happens in the sketch will focus on that premise. So every single line will speak to that premise. So if you look through your sketch, if you create a premise, look through your sketch first, and then figure out the premise. Sometimes people do it first; they write the premise and then they write the sketch. Doesn't matter what comes first, whatever. But if you figure out what your big picture is for your sketch, then you'll fine tune and you'll see, does this line say, does it
support the premise?
help support the
all
premise?
that.
Exactly.
Yeah. But like at the very end though, can they like how would I end it? Like
Depends on what the premise
whole,
is.
Yeah.
like the whole entire time though, like they're going along with the premise. Every joke beat it supports that premise. Like,
so the premise, so the end could be a button where it kind of like goes back to the beginning. So it'll reflect something that happened at the beginning of the sketch, and it buttons, and it's like nice little package.
It makes you want to think, did it.
Exactly. So think about how if there's anything that could be a callback to the first part of the sketch to end on, or if there's a lesson learned. Is it that kind of sketch? Is it this person is never going to learn? Is it that kind of sketch? Think about your character, who they are and what they're doing, and as you go through each line and see how it supports the premise, and read it out loud, and chances are it'll just happen. Like you'll figure out what the ending is. And if not, you can bring it here and we can work on it.
I think what would be cool potentially, and if you were willing to put in the work, as you seem to always be willing to do, is maybe come up with 2 or 3 different premises or ways to go about it.
Yeah, like I said, I did want to explore the father-son thing. So maybe just like
what I really originally meant by that was I thought she would look in the listing and want to hire the hot dude to do her plumbing, and then she gets the dad there, and he's kind of like, you were trying to have sex with my son. Like that was the point of this, and trying to either help that or get in the way of that or take the son's spot or
that's
play
a
off
good angle
that.
too. Yeah.
But you can brainstorm in there.
Well, yeah, that's the point of this. So.
Okay, good job, everybody.
Should we let Mycana leave this time? I don't know.
Good job, everybody. Good work. I know the sketch comedy is really hard because you have to, I mean, all of comedy is hard. But it's one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go away and I have to write something and then I have to bring it back and then people have notes on it and then I have to rewrite it again. And well, just like stand up, it's just like you're gonna be going through a few drafts of these things. So don't get discouraged. It's part of the process. And you should always be having fun. And when you're not having fun, then it's not, you don't do it anymore. put the sketch away and try something else. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Thanks, Mycana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was tired before this, but now I'm like awake. So thank you. Y'all
Thank you.
inspired me and energized me.
Good to meet you too, Grenade.
Welcome.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah,
Thanks,
welcome.
Thanks for
Are
joining
you on
us.
the Discord?
I'm not.
Ah, Simon.
So if you like, that's because that's really there's the channel for this where we go back and forth and try to continue on these things. Our website's unknowntheater with er.world. And if you just do /Discord or you go to that website, there's a million links to click to the Discord. If you want to join, you can check it out there.
Awesome. Well, you'll probably see me. If you see me, I'm probably Grenade on there too.
Yay,
Okay. We'll say
great.
hello and throw a bunch of goofy emojis at you.
Yeah.
611, is that military related?
No, it's my birthday.
You were going down over here.
All right, bye, friends. Have a good
But
night.
then your name
Bye.
was over here, and then it walked over there.
All right, I'm gonna get back to work because I got a lot of work to do tonight. But good to see you. Love you, love you, love you.
See you, Simon.
You're
Thanks,
just like a
Simon.
pun machine. It's I get it. I've trained myself to be a pun machine as well through whether it was cryptic crosswords with my dad as a kid, stand-up comedy, sprinkle autism. I'm just like I'm a kind of a pun kind of. I'm twitching my eye right now. You can't see, but yeah. So I get the gene you have, but you have it in to the max.
Tuesdays.
Which is
Yeah,
good.
I
I mean,
wish I
once
didn't
you'll get extra
sometimes like
jokes.
you. No, I wish I did sometimes because it's like some people can see it in my eyes in real life when I'm thinking about a pun while they're talking. and it's the way it's the only way I could really stick in with the conversation is like I throw in these little hooks of I have to make a picture out of this thing or you've just lost me.